What's going on, guys? We are back today with another Plunder Patrol combo video and deck profile. I've been testing out the Plunder cards a little bit more with the Fiendsmith cards, and originally I made a video on how Plunder combos with Fiendsmith, and I really wasn't seeing the lines. But now that I've played Fiendsmith with Yubel quite a bit more, I see a couple different lines that we can actually do to facilitate actually combining Plunder with Fiendsmith. Whereas before, I thought we would just make Aerial Eater, send the Golden Hair, so Golden Hair can revive, and we just kind of end on Blackbeard Pass. But no, I see actually some more lines that we can be doing. So before I go into the deck profile, I'm actually going to go through the combo so you can see what I'm talking about a little bit. The combo is Engraver plus any Plunder name, any normal summon Plunder in our deck. So it can be any one of the 5, and I'll show you how you can change your combo depending on which of the 5 Plunder names you actually have. This also works with Tracked as well. You don't need Engraver, but Engraver is a little bit better for the follow-up, obviously, which I'll show you as well with like the follow-up combo, because there's the going first combo line, and then there's the follow-up combo line that I want to show you guys and kind of really show why this deck synergizes so well. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off. We're gonna go with a Engraver plus a Whitebeard combo, but it really does not matter if this is Whitebeard or Redbeard or Black Eye. Like, I'll show you how to alter a little piece of the combo depending on what you have. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off here. Let me gather these up. This is our hand. We have Engraver plus Whitebeard plus 3 other cards in hand that are blanks. Pretend they're hand traps because they probably are. So normally this would not be full combo with Jord, but with this line it actually is full combo with Jord plus extra end board pieces on top of that. So let me go ahead and show that to you guys here. We're going to start our hand with pitching Engraver, and that's going to get us our Tracked. And then we can activate our Tracked here to find our Lurry. You guys have probably seen this bit of the Fiendsmith combo before, but we're going to add the Lurry, discard the Lurry, and then Lurry will special summon itself. And then we can immediately link that off for a copy of Requiem. Now this combo will not play through Nib, but it will bait Nib, so it might be okay. Like if you have Whitebeard, if you have normal Jord combo in hand with your other 4 cards, you're still cooking because you will bait the Nib before the Jord comes out. Anyway, we can go Requiem now to summon out our second Engraver from the deck. And then now we're going to equip the Requiem to the Engraver. We're going to pseudo link that off for the Necroquit Princess. And then we can use Engraver effect, shuffling back the Requiem. It doesn't matter, you can shuffle back the Lurry as well to summon itself out. And now this here is where your opponent is going to have to drop Nibiru, because you are threatening to overlay for DDD Wave High King Caesar, and their Nib will be turned off. So here you check for Nib. If they don't have Nib, awesome. We're actually not going to make the Caesar because, spoilers, we're not actually playing the Caesar in the extra. I'll show you why. But we're going to go ahead and link 2 now into our sequence. From here we're going to activate our sequence effect, summoning out our TCG exclusive Aerial Eater by shuffling back 2 fiends of the same attribute, and in this case the only attribute we have is light with 2 fiends in the graveyard, so we're going to put back 1 Engraver and then the Lurry. Make sure we keep the Engraver in the graveyard for follow-up. So that's going to summon out the Aerial Eater, and here this is where the combo varies depending on which Plunder name you have in hand. If you have let me just get them all out here. If you have a Tuner, if you have a Whitebeard or a Golden Hair, we're going to send the Bluebeard here off of the Aerial Eater. And if we have a non-tuner, if we have one of these 3 guys, we're going to send the Golden Hair. Okay? And that way, later on in the combo, we do have an extra extender available to us, and you'll see what actually happens with that. But right now we have a Whitebeard, which is a tuner, so what we're going to send is the Bluebeard from the deck to the graveyard. From here we're going to link 2, and this is where we're going to use that Yubel technology. We're going to go into Unchained Soul Lord of Yama, which is going to activate to find us our Sharvara from the deck. We have to go through this line here just so we can actually get the combination of cards we need for making Jord after we go through our Fiendsmith line with only one Plunder in hand. We're going to normal summon our Plunder, doesn't matter what it is, like I said, and we're just going to link it right off for Unchained Soul of Rage. Make sure if your Plunder of choice is the Whitebeard, we are not activating the effect to summon from deck, because we do not want to lock ourselves into Plunder cards just yet. From here, we're going to activate our Sharvara, targeting our Rage, and destroy that Rage, okay? And now we have our Unchained effects in the graveyard. Rage can activate to add any Fiend back from grave to hand, in which case we are going to target the Bluebeard that we sent off of the Aerial Eater. And then Yama can also activate here to summon back any Fiend from the graveyard. So we're going to activate that Yama, and we're going to add back, or summon back out the Whitebeard. Now, if you already have like extra Plunder names here where you can already summon to, what you can actually do here if you want is summon out a level 6 and go for DDD if you're choosing to play that, but in this particular deck list we're not playing the DDD monster, so just going for the Whitebeard is going to be best for the follow-up. Okay, so now that we have Sharvara and Whitebeard on the field, we can activate our Bluebeard to also special summon, and now we can go ahead and synchro for our Jord here. Okay, so we're going to go for the Jord, which is going to be kind of nice. And then we can go ahead and activate our white and or blue, depending on what we want. I guess there's no reason not to activate the white. Let's just summon out the golden hair from deck, get one into rotation. Awesome. Now we can activate the Jord. Let's place it in the spell trap zone and add back the Whitebeard for follow-up, which is kind of clutch. So now we have 3 blanks in hand plus a Whitebeard. And remember, we started with 3 blanks, Whitebeard, and Engraver. Okay, from here we can go ahead and use the Jord to make the tokens, and now we can summon out our Plunder tokens, right? And we're going to make them Light Fiend. And then from here we can use our token and our Sharvara. We're going to link those off here to summon out our copy of Blackbeard. Awesome, and now we can do our typical, Jord combo stuff. We go Blackbeard effect, we're going to equip itself, and summon out the list, or you can just use it on the golden hair just to keep the Blackbeard up. In case your list gets negated or something, you still have the Blackbeard separate. Okay, so that's going to, of course, draw a card as well. So now we have 4 blanks in hand, plus the Whitebeard that we've added back, plus our list and Blackbeard combo. Oh, and I forgot, with the Sharvara, we're going to set the Unchained Trap card. Okay, so we're going to be setting Abominable Chamber of the Unchained here, and we have that set as well. So this is an awesome end board compared to the normal Jord end board, because on top of everything else, we have Abominable Chamber with Unchained Soul of Rage in the graveyard to, of course, do the triple interruption with the SP Little Knight combo. Okay, and that plays through Dark Ruler a bit. Usually Dark Ruler kind of cooks Plunder Patrol and kind of just leaves you on hoping to have hand traps in hand, but now we have the Abominable Chamber on top of that, which is super clutch. Okay, that's turn 1 of the combo, but what about the follow-up? Okay, I want to show you guys something really cool that we can actually do with the follow-up. Let's say our board gets cleared and our list and our Blackbeard go to graveyard, golden hair's in the graveyard, and we're kind of just sitting and chilling here. Okay, next turn, let's say we still have our Whitebeard, we can normal summon our Whitebeard, we can activate our Engraver, shuffling back the sequence. We're going to put that back here and summon this back out. Now we can link these off for that sequence once again, and we can actually trigger our Whitebeard here to summon out something from deck, whatever we want, whatever kind of suits our needs. I'll just summon out the Black Eyes for fun here, and now we can actually go sequence effect to summon a Plunder Patrol list, and this is going to allow us to recycle our Plunder names, so we can put back our Blackbeard, so we can have more Blackbeards, and then we can even put back the other lists here to make sure that we always have ammo in the extra deck to keep summoning stuff out. And this kind of like infinitely loops itself, because we're always going to have Engraver, we're always going to have sequence. We just put back sequence with Engraver, we summon out another sequence again, shuffle back to Plunder names, including the list, and then we can just loop and have an awesome resource game. Okay, so that's kind of the follow-up combo as well that I wanted to show you guys, which is pretty clutch, and this will allow you to put a lot of damage on board every single turn. And not to mention, you know, as we go, if we want to use that engraver effect, you know, we can go through a Requiem again, get the Requiem out, use engraver to send something with Requiem to try to break through boards before we actually go for this sequence play. So we have some options. We actually have some really nice grind game options with the engraver by itself. It's just another reason this card is so good. Okay, so with that being said, let me sort these cards out so I can give you the full deck profile now that you've seen the combo for what we want to be doing. Let me clean these up and then we'll get back going. Alright, I've got the deck all sorted out. Let's go ahead and go through the full list. And I'll talk about some like flex options or stuff that you can play if you're not particularly keen on the particular stuff that I'm playing. So starting off with the Plunder cards, it's going to be fairly standard. We're going to go with the 3 white, 3 gold, 3 blue, 3 black eyes, and 1 Redbeard. These are fairly standard ratios. You could play a second Redbeard, that's fine, but we're not on Pot of Desires, so I like to just play the 1. And then for my spells or traps, I like 3 Shipyard 1 Emblem. You know, I could do 2 Shipyard 2 emblems sometimes, but you know, I think having this particular lineup is pretty good. I'm not a big fan of the trap card, Plunder Patrol Booty. It's okay, but I feel like it's totally dead going second, whereas Emblem is actually kind of clutch because it will get you up into big ships without using monster effects, which actually does come up sometimes. For the rest of the engine, it's just 3 Engraver, 1 Lurie, 1 Tract. Could bump up the tracks if you want. And then 1 Shavara, 1 Trap card. From here, I'm just playing the rest non-engine. I think this is 26 cards here. So I'm playing 14 non-engine, and I'm playing hand traps basically. But if you are a big fan of the adventure package with the Plunder Patrol deck, you could do that. You really could, because the Fiendsmith stuff, Unchained stuff doesn't affect, you know, you don't use normal summon effects with these either. So you could play adventure. The reason I decided not to do that is because I'm already playing bricks in Shavara and the trap card. Lurie is kind of a brick. Tract is a little bit of a brick. If you draw Tract plus Engraver, the Engraver becomes kind of dead. So yeah, for that reason I want to minimize the bricks and just kind of play stuff that I can draw into that I can use. So the hand trap lineup that I've chosen is Imperm, Ash, Valor, Ogre, and Bestials, and then 1 Talents to round it out. You could play whatever you want. You want to play Breakers, go ahead. You want to play Nibiru, go ahead. This is just like the lineup that I like, but it's generally 16 non-engine, and you can play whichever non-engine suits your fancy. But yeah, this is the engine that you need to do the combo that I showed earlier. And now let's go ahead and go through the extra deck that I'll be playing. For the Plunder Patrol cards, we're only on 2 Blackbeard because we have the ability to recycle them like I showed earlier. We're on 2 lists. Even though you can recycle lists, you need 2 to do the loop, right? So because if 1's in your graveyard, Fiendsmith sequence will also be in your graveyard, and you'll have to put back the sequence to summon out the sequence, obviously. So you have to have another target for sequence, and that's why you have to play 2 lists. Still on 2 Mowerk, you could cut this down to 1 if you're doing the loop, and that's totally fine, but I don't know. I feel weird playing fewer Plunder cards. 1 Bran, 1 Jord. Maybe Mowerk can come down to 1, I don't know. Because Dark is, well, most people are playing Dark monsters, right? But it's kind of deaded to Tenpai a little bit. I don't know. Well, people are on Bestials too. I don't know. Mowerk you could cut down to 1 if you want to really rely on the looping, but if your sequence gets stopped, you're kind of out of Mowerk and it's a little tough. For the Fiendsmith cards, Requiem, Sequence, Aerial Eater, and Necroquip. That's all we have room for right now. Can't play Desiree, can't play DDD. Yeah, I'll talk about those in a second, because we have to fit in the Unchained package, which is Yama, Rage, and SP. Like, you have to play SP because Rage has to link into something. So we're going to play the SP Little Knight here. What we're missing out on that I would want to play is DDD Wave High King Caesar, but you can't fit it, unfortunately. So basically, your Fiendsmith line will always have to go into sequence. which will go into a list, or Aerial Eater, you know, whatever is good. The third, Blackbeard, would be ideal, but can't fit that. And then the last card that I really wanted to fit is Cheng Ying, and that's because, you know, for follow-up plays, you just summon out Engraver, normal summon a Plunder Tuner, and boom, you have a big booty on the field that's really hard to out and can put a lot of pressure, especially considering all of your Plunder stuff banishes, so you can be resolving Cheng Ying all the time. This would be the card that I would want to put in if I were to take out something like Moerk. So if you want to try that out, go ahead. But this is definitely the next card that I would play in this particular list. And it's up to you if you want to put it in. But yeah, that's the 15 card extra deck here, along with the 40 card main. I think it was 40. Let me know if you guys have questions about this build or about the combo in the comments below. Leave a like and sub to the channel if you enjoy this particular video or want to see some more Plunder content or stuff like that. And with that, we'll catch you guys in the next one. We'll see you soon.